Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the 4th episode of Origin-SMP. I played this for a day and this is what I learned. Today I played the Arachnids and learned lots of new stuff about them, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have learned something too. If you didn't know, the races I play in this series are based off what you guys want in the comments, so if there's a certain race you'd like to see me try out, make sure to let me know in the comments below. If you're a subscriber to this channel, you already know this, but chances are you're probably not. That being said, it's likely you're unfamiliar with what modpack I'm running with. I'm playing with the Origin-SMP modpack from the CurseForge launcher. This modpack has many exciting races to explore, along with 14 different classes to choose that benefit your race in entirely different ways. If you have no idea what I just said, feel free to check out the description where I have links to my tier list videos, and there should also be cards on screen throughout the video. For right now, I'll include a short little tidbit on the race in the very top corner, but if you want the full 5-minute plus analysis of the Arachnid race, please be sure to check out my race video. I made that huge detailed video so I could save time on these tiny little ones and deliver the most information possible in an efficient amount of time. In this mini-series, I don't plan on beating the game. I just want to take my time and learn about the race in my own single-player world. I played the Arachnids for a day, and this is what I learned. So to start off, let's touch on one of the biggest parts of the Arachnid, their ability to scale flat surfaces. This ability can be toggled on and off with the G key, or whatever your keybind is for the active ability button. I really like that the climb is a toggleable ability because it can get annoying sometimes if you're just running around or trying to build and always climbing surfaces. It's nice to be able to toggle it on and off. Make sure when you're climbing to be careful. You can still hit your head on blocks and fall to the ground. Beware of the fall damage as well, because Arachnids have 3 less hearts than humans do, so you're going to be a little bit more squishy. However, the climbing ability acts like how a ladder would in vanilla Minecraft. This means you can ladder MLG to faraway blocks, and you can also break your fall over really long distances without a scratch. As I mentioned, the climbing ability for the Arachnids works like how vanilla Minecraft ladders function. This means you can also climb blocks that have a 1 gap in the middle. This is great for climbing cliffs in the overworld or even in a nether, because not all surfaces are always going to be flush and smooth. Let's move on to the Master of Webs ability the Arachnids have. This ability has a few major parts of it, so I'll go over it as best as I can, and hopefully I don't miss any special tricks or tips to do with this ability. You can climb up and down cobwebs as if they were ladders, so you can stand right in the middle of a column of cobwebs and shoot straight up. Additionally, your movement speed isn't hindered at all when you touch cobwebs. The Arachnids have loads of great synergies with cobwebs, but the first and biggest bonus is you get a visible white outline of any character caught in your webs. Another really important note to keep in mind is that spiders, like actual Minecraft spiders, and players that have picked the Arachnid race, the white outline doesn't show up around them. They're immune to this passive. But if they're not one of those two things, the outline can be seen over extremely far distances and through any single wall or barrier. Additionally, Arachnids can also craft cobwebs with just 2 pieces of string. The crafting recipe should be on screen now. It doesn't take much. I think it can be any order on the crafting table, but that's just how I did it. Here's another slept-on bonus for the Arachnids. They do not target cobwebs unless they are sneaking. This means you're guaranteed to hit any enemy ensnared in your cobwebs because it's impossible for you to accidentally hit the cobweb with your sword or your fist. In my opinion, that's a huge quality of life improvement for the Arachnids, and it's commonly overlooked. If you do wish to break the cobweb as the Arachnids, just make sure to sneak and you should get 1 piece of string back. Now this is probably the biggest part of the Master of Webs passive. When you strike an enemy in combat, you place a web under their feet for a short period of time. This ability has a short cooldown, but it is really effective in PvP and PvE combat. Now the ability specifically says melee combat, but currently it works with a bow and arrow. So, I feel like with the bow and arrow, you can almost permanently snare someone in web, and especially because you're ranged, you could just keep yourself at a pretty far distance, and it's going to be pretty hard for them to catch up to you. Arachnids can also only eat meat, so make sure to stock up on lots of protein before leaving your base. This also means Arachnids can't eat golden apples or golden carrots, which can be seen as a significant PvP disadvantage to some players. In my opinion, Arachnids are extremely versatile attackers and defenders. They're one of the only origins in the game that can set up a clear home advantage with their cobwebs and have a significant edge when fighting on their home turf. They're also fantastic at PvP combat, with the Master of Web's passive constantly dropping cobwebs under the feet of their enemies. I also think they're a little too strong, with the bow proccing the Master of Web's passive at the moment, but that's clearly a bug and that should be fixed in newer iterations of the mod. If you like making redstone, secret doors, and traps like I do, I think the Arachnids are also a perfect fit. This is purely just my opinion, and it doesn't apply to most players, but setting up your cobwebs and forcing people to clear out tunnels only to fall into a pit of lava is just really fun to do. You can set up a passageway that's completely filled with cobwebs, and then another passageway that's clear, and your opponents might want to go through the passageway that's clear, but there's going to be traps everywhere. You could even set up a trap that's going to pull the floor out from under your enemy's feet, only for them to sink ever so slowly to you and your friends, waiting to kill them at the bottom. I played the Arachnids for a day, and that is what I learned. There's loads of fun to be had with the Arachnids, and I actually think it's a great pick for anyone who just wants to get started with the Origins mod. Did I miss anything? Be sure to comment down below if I missed any tips or tricks with the Arachnids. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you did, it would mean a lot if you hit that like button. Is there a specific race you'd like to see me try out next? Comment down below, and if I make a video on your suggestion, your comment will be featured in the start of that video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next one.